This time I have a Sony SLV555 shipped in for service. This is the first VHS model that Sony offered. Set the 555 and the 757. The only difference was the 757 had editing capabilities. What did I get here? I might do a live stream on this once I get the box open. Haven't decided whether I'm going to stream this live or not. We'll see what I got here first. I'll make the decision whether this is going to be done live or not. At this point, I'm not doing it, but this person used a half a roll or a whole roll of packing tape to pack up whatever they sent me. Well, it looks to be some type of equipment upside down in the box. What do we have here? Geez, more packing. It's a Sony pipe. What do we have? VA Pro forehead. This looks to be a VCR that was sent to me to be repaired or checked out or something. So, first things first, we're gonna take this one apart before I even plug it in. Just want to check some of the common stuff. We're recording this, or we're live streaming this now, so I don't know how long the stream will go for, but we'll start out streaming it here. Depends on how long this thing's going to take to fix. Okay, very common problem on these units is the P6 guide gets frozen, which in this case it is. That will certainly cause it to eat tapes. So we need to deal with that first. I'm going to remove the nut from the top. I don't have a nut driver that's the size of this, otherwise I'd use it. I used to, but don't have it anymore. Actually, I probably still do have it, but I have no idea where it is. Now the height of this is critical once the unit is repaired, because if you have it too low or too high, it will damage the tape, the edge of the tape. So we're going to just rock it back and forth and pull it straight up. Now I got to clean the dried grease and the dried grease from inside here. We'll get that lubricated, and then we'll power it up and see if it even turns on. We're just going to clean it up with isopropanol. That'll remove the remnants of the dried lubricant that got gummed up on this one. We clean it off on here. I'm going to actually push the some of the cotton from the end here. We'll make a little wadding here and we'll push this through. That cleans out the dried lubricant from the inside of the bearing. Get some moly coat. Put a little bit of moly coat on the post. Of course, that's not the only one that needs to be lubricated. This one here also needs to be lubricated, so we'll do this at the same time. Pop the top off. Yeah, that's all dry as well. So we'll clear that one off. Clean out the inside of this slide bearing. You can see all the crap that got into this one. This one looks like it was redone at one point. It's got green grease on it. The original grease was kind of black. Put some yellow grease on.
Notice that the tape stabilizer is just sitting there on the left side of the chassis. That's supposed to be mounted on a post next to the erase head, but it's fallen off.
Pinch roller back in place. We'll put the P6 guide back on. So I'll screw down the nut again. It won't be the right height until I actually get a tape in it and see what it's doing. But first things first, we'll see if this mechanism is going to actually do anything. See whether it's going to load the tape and if we've got any capacitor issues on this, etc., etc., etc. This was shipped in from like halfway across the country, so hopefully it's worth his while to get this thing running. It's just a basic VHS hi-fi machine which people give away in these parts. Alright, power the unit up. Now let's see if it's going to work. And I see I got power. Okay, clock display is out, but that's okay. The unit powers up. Try throwing a tape in it, just see if it'll thread up. I think my tape's at the end there. I got to rewind it. So let's just hit stop, and we'll rewind this tape back to the beginning. So, as we can see, this unit is working. I do need to check the height of this guide, and how I do that is by searching forward and backwards and just checking to see if the tape is curling around the guide itself. Okay, it is, so I'm off on adjustment. So I just have to bring the guide up or down slightly. If we watch the tape right in behind here, see the tape is shifting, and that's because the guide is too high. So what's happening is it's pulling the tape up, so I got to bring the guide down a little bit. So I just turn the screw down maybe one full turn, and we'll check it again. Okay, now we'll check it again, and this is just a process to do this. Looks like it's still riding up the guide a bit, so we can turn it down just a bit more. Still a little bit high, so we'll go down another maybe half a turn. Getting very close. maybe a quarter of a turn down. Another quarter of a turn down. What we're trying to do is get the tape so that the tape runs evenly without shifting up or down when you search. There we go. See now, if I angle this up a bit so you can see the tape when I go into reverse search. The tape is running smooth now. You see, it's not riding up and down between the pinch roller and the capstan, because I've adjusted the height of the P6 guide, which is the one in behind here. That's the adjustment, that's the guide I'm adjusting. I've adjusted the vertical height so that the tape is at the correct height as it passes over the pinch roller. Tape is playing perfect on this. The vacuum fluorescent display is actually lit. It's quite dim. It's most likely the display itself is getting tired. So this tape stabilizer has come undone. It fell off. This is not supposed to lift up off of here, but it did. And that's just because the glue that holds it in place had obviously let go. We'll put a drop of super glue on here and then put this back on. And that should keep that in place. So I'm just going to put a drop of super glue right onto here. And then take this piece, push it all the way down. Like that. That will keep that piece from falling off if it's turned over, which is what happened when it was turned on its side or turned upside down. That piece fell out. This machine here seems to be working. I'll do a test recording on it as well. But there's playback.
Several lights and buttons to figure out. They don't want to have to make multiple purchase decisions in order to make
the guides are tight.
Match for good performance. They don't want to have to sort through
guides are tight.
manuals in order to set up their new system to work properly. And they don't
So we're
want to
okay.
have operations so complex.
We'll try doing a test recording on it. Okay, I'm going to do a quick test recording here. We are in the SP speed, it looks like.
Nothing better than taking a me day. Imagine if every day were a me day.
Record a commercial. You can record TV commercials. You can do that every day of the week.
You love, like grabbing coffee, going to restaurants. Food delivery? You bet. Even ride sharing, and you can spend your points like cash on the things you really want. Like my own hot tub?
Switch the speed down to the EP speed.
When a bank makes every day more rewarding, that's the BMO effect.
Hey, it's me, your dry skin. Every day I lose ceramides I need to seal in moisture and lock in moisture so I can feel hydrated.
Okay, made a test recording. We'll just rewind the tape back and see if the recording is there. Looks like it is.
Nothing better than taking a me day. Imagine if every day were a me day.
So this was recorded in the SP speed.
The Infinite card makes every day more rewarding with 5 times the points on the things you love, like grabbing coffee, going to restaurants. Food delivery? You bet. Even ride sharing, and you can spend your
I'm going to
points
switch
like
it down
cash
to
on
the
things
EP
you
speed
really
here
want.
momentarily.
Whose hot tub is
There we go,
this?
EP
When a
speed.
bank
So
makes every day more rewarding,
this machine's
that's
working.
the BMO effect.
Hey, it's me, your dry skin. Every day I lose
That
ceramides
interference
I
you
need
see on
to
the bottom
seal
of the
in
picture,
moisture.
that's just from the
CeraVe
plasma.
delivers
See,
3 essential
move my
ceramides to
my
help
hand there,
restore
you'll see that
barrier and lock in moisture.
interference will increase. Okay, so it looks like it's done. So all that remains to do on this one is just to give it a quick cleaning, and then get a hold of the guy that owns it and send it back. This is a pretty basic repair. Not going to cost him much for the repair. Unfortunately, the shipping to ship it all the way across the country is what's cost him money on this one. Anyway, I'm going to clean it off camera. Don't need to do that on camera. I've showed you guys how to clean a million machines before. We're just going to use a cotton swab for the audio head. For the video head, I'm just going to use a piece of paper with some isopropyl alcohol on it, so we'll do that part.
stuff against the head drum and spin. And we got a fair bit that was on that head drum. So I'm just cleaning the audio head and guides, the erase head. This one's pretty much done. Yeah, fair bit of dirt came off of that. This one's done. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.